Internal communication report that has already been submitted by the railway officials, and this report clearly says that at the time of the accident the engineers were working on the track and there was an effort on to correct the track and ensure that they needed some more time. 20 minutes is what was asked, but unfortunately that crucial message, that message which sought 20 minutes of additional time to get the repair works done, that crucial message was not passed on. Unfortunately, no effort was made to stop this particular train, the Utkal Express, and this tragedy unfolded. In fact, 24 hours after the horrific train derailment at Muzaffarnagar, Times Now has now accessed this internal inspection report. This has been submitted by the railway officials. The report exposes laxity on the part of the officials and that the engineers had asked for 20 minutes to finish work at the accident site. Let's go across to our colleagues Anisha, Prashant and Priyank, all of them joining us from the accident spot and giving us this minute-by-minute coverage of what's transpiring in Muzaffarnagar. Let's go across first to Anisha on this. Anisha, now Times Now has accessed certain documents and reports, the internal report. Now sources are telling that this hints at complete miscommunication between the various departments of the railways, and despite clear instructions that the engineer needed 20 minutes to set right the track, that message was not passed on.
Well, from what we can get from our sources, a report has apparently been submitted by the initial inspection report has already been submitted. Now, this is of information we are getting from our sources. Senior officials are yet to confirm the existence of this report. However, junior officials in the railways have confirmed to us that this report has been submitted, which clearly states that the engineers had asked for 20 minutes of time to repair this. That information that there was damage to the track was already available, and the engineers had asked for a block of time to repair that information. Now, whether or not that block of time was the information that the engineers are asking for time to repair it was given or not is still at this moment not clear. What we know at present is that the initial inspection, which was done by the traffic inspector level officials, is so junior most level officials who are actually at the spot to inspect everything at every point. There are several departments of the railways were involved in this inspection, and the report submitted for so far seems to indicate that the repair work of the track had already started or was to start at the time that the Utkal Express used those tracks. Now, what we must remember is that if there is repair work required on the tracks, a train cannot possibly be allowed to travel on those tracks because there is already known damage to those tracks. So what this report states is that repair work had already been started. This report also seems to indicate that 20 minutes of time had been asked, and this report has said very clearly that all blame for this accident must be put on this P-way department, which is essentially the engineering department of the railways, because they were responsible for the repair of the tracks. Now, but we must remember that this is a report that officials at a junior level have confirmed to us exists. However, senior officials are still tight-lipped about whether or not this report has even reached them so far.